It's right here. It's right here. You've seen more people do it here than anywhere else on earth ever. Am I right or wrong with that? Everybody in this room knows you got two choices in this world with everything you want to do. You can quit and fail or stay and succeed. That's it. You have to pick. You have to choose. There's no gray area. Well, I'm going to goof around with this until I fail and then I leave. Really? Until you're serious and laser focused. And this is it. This is the plan A, B, C, and D, right? This is my plan and my backup plan and the plan that I have behind that plan. And this is the freaking plan. And this is what I want and laser focus. And this is all I'm going to do. This is who I am and this is my life. And until you can change your mind, you can't change your life. So until you get there, until you're like, oh, I'm ready to actually listen today. Oh, I'm not going to go rogue. Oh, there are rules that coach says every day and he keeps preaching to me and telling me and every day he says the same thing. And well, why am I not listening? Because you're not really laser focused yet. And until you get there, you will not be as successful as you can be. So I need you guys, get your head in the game, start paying attention. You don't need to wait 2 years from now to be like, hey, these rules are in place. He says it every day. He used to sit here 16 hours a day and say these rules. And here we are and all the things and the teachings and the trainings. I say it every day. You guys get it every day. Every day. You get it 12 hours a day. For God's sakes, people. It's here. It's right here. It's all here. Focus. Get your heads out of your butts. Focus on what you need to do. Follow the rules. Risk management. Stop giving up on yourselves. We're here every day. Love your faces. DJ, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, I kind of got out too early, but I also didn't want greed to creep in.
Yep.
I made a good amount of money off of it, but good. I don't know. Did I do it right?
Listen, if it's a green trade, you did it right anyways. And if it was a bad trade, you might have did it right anyways. There is no good. There is no bad. It's how you handled the trade, what your risk management was. Did you stick to your plan? Did it go the way that it was supposed to? Did you get out when you should have? Listen, green and red trades, profit or non-profit, they can all be good. As long as you stuck to your rules, your risk management, your strategy. Not every trade is going to go your way, ladies and gentlemen. You will always leave money on the table. Always. You can never guess bottom. You'll never know what top was. You'll never know when the last cent could be squeezed from it. That's that whole greed and fear, right? Now, everybody in this room, though, if you guys were scalpers, everybody in this room knows if that breaks above the 21, I'm out because that's my backbone, right? I don't want to be anywhere near, because think about it. It was following the 9. We talked about it earlier. It was following the 9, following the 9, following the. What did I say earlier? I said for the first time right here, I said it touched the 21. Caution, yellow flag starts to go up. Right here, it broke through the 21. I'm out. And what do you know? What is the level where coach was telling us all to shed? 574.7. 570. Remember that major key level that was there earlier? Well, guess what? Look at where it finally came through on this 21. Everybody see it right in here? You see how all these start to make sense? And oh, coach, you got out a little early. Well, I didn't say to get way out. I said to shed. And then I said to add when it breaks below 573, 74, you can add again, and everybody should add it again. And then when it started to come back the upside, make sure you guys are collecting, make sure you guys are shedding. And if it breaks to 21, I'm out, and that's it. That's all. You see, you guys see how I had a tight stop off VWAP? I want you to look at that. Just got stopped out. Did you guys see why I had that? I don't like this in VWAP, and I need to let this simmer. I need to let this brew. Like I said, this is still respecting this as support. So again, I'm going to do it one more time. This time I went long. Last time I went short. So what I'm going to do is stop right here. And now if you look next to it, you see how it says the max I can lose is $32.50. Do you guys see that? It already tells me in the trade. So I click here, and then of course it forces me to do this. I confirm it. I kill this one. I move my stop up. That's a free trade. I'll put it right to previous bodies, and now we made money again. Make sense?
Clear, coach.
Yep. You got another trade setting up. Anybody tell me why I've got another trade set up? Quick.
Bounced off the 9?
No. See how
North of the 21?
Yeah, see how it's breaking above this 583.30? As soon as it breaks this 200, oh, there it goes. I got to stop talking and get in the trade. Boom, I'm in it. Late, but I'm in it. So my stop now will be just below that 21. It always forced me to do this stupid take profit. I can always get rid of take profit. That's just dumb. Don't use the take profit, by the way. Save that garbage for the rooks. I can let this unlimited run for the day, right? I don't need to take profit. I'll take profit when I make $1 million on the trade. How's that sound? There it goes. Protecting my trade. Protecting my trade only because of VWAP. Now, if this bounces or if this breaks through VWAP, I'll move my stop just below VWAP because it's going to want to right there. It will try to come down to retest. And if not, just made another amazing trade. Now I'm going to let it run forever. Well, the question you were asking is where and when do I move it? Here, I leave it alone. So as long as this stays above VWAP, I don't touch this the rest of the day until we're up in the double top. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
I don't want to play with it. Yeah, I would rather guaranteed 20 bucks on my stop, allow myself to make $200 instead of me keep stopping it, making 40, 50, or 60. I am good with 20 or 200 on this trade. There it is. I protected my stop. Didn't I say it'll come down and try to retest this area again, right? I could have been a little bit, but that's only because, you know, I didn't have a great entry, but I don't care. That is a green trade. Stays above here. I mean, actually, I can set up again because it's still good. I still like it. I put it in, put in my stop, forces me to put this in. I've got it. Same drill. There it goes. And now I'm making money again. Now I've re-protected my stop. So basically, I re-enter because my stop was a little too tight, and now we're making money. Now I leave it alone, let it go. Another
masterclass.
And again, my trade is protected. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Bye.
Welcome to the Aftermarket. American Dream Trading. You have entered the Aftermarket. AmericanDreamTrading.com.
Welcome, everybody, to American Dream Trading's The Aftermarket Live Chat and Watch Party. I am Dawn, your host, aka J&J Video Reacts. That is a stream that's been created for you traders to just kind of have a place to hang out after the market, talk about what you did in your trades, if you made money, unfortunately, if you lost money, mindset things we talk about over here. Sometimes we play some games, sometimes we watch coaches' videos. Who is Coach, you ask? Chad Christian, 33-year stock market veteran. He started ADT 4 years ago and has been climbing the ladder of success ever since. He is the only coach that does a live open mic and allows students to actually interact with him. Otherwise, you're probably going to find a guru who just basically trades and you watch him trade and that's it. So that's not the way to learn. Coach teaches us the right way by using support and resistance. He teaches us how to actually enter trades, how to hold on to the winners and let go of the losers. We trade stocks, options, futures, and crypto over here. So if you're looking to get a membership, the link to AmericanDreamTrading.com is pinned right to the top of this live chat. Just go ahead and click that link and get yourself signed up with a membership. We've got several on sale right now. I highly recommend the Diamond membership. 2 easy payments of $5,000, and you can get every membership that we have, past, present, and future. If he comes up with new stuff, it is a lifetime. You can get that, right? Take advantage of it. A lot of our members have. So welcome, everybody. And don't forget, we are trying to get Coach to 15,000 subscribers over here on YouTube. Let me go ahead and find that thumbnail. And we are almost there, gang. We're almost there. Right now, we're sitting at 14,836. All right. Only 164 to go, babies. Only 164 to go. We got this. We got this. So, with that being said, go ahead and take care of your business. All of these things are free for you to do. Like, share, and subscribe. They're free. Doesn't cost you anything to do any of that. So go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, and let's go ahead and get Coach to 15K tonight. You know, some new traders tend to get into situations where they either overtrade, or especially when you come into a group like this where you have a wonderful community and you just want to do it all the time, or you're losing money and you keep chasing it, trying to get it back. Either way, it causes stress. And there are warning signs of when you have been over trading, or maybe you've got some type of trading burnout. And we're going to discuss those tonight for new people, so you can kind of remedy these or avoid these, right? Because, you know, I'm sure the reason why you began trading in the first place is because you wanted to make some good money, right? And the only way you can do that, and we've learned this in this group, is to focus on how you're trading, the process of how you're trading. We are taught process over here. We focus on process over profits. Now, when you do it the other way, it causes a ton of unnecessary stress. And you end up getting signs of fatigue, right? So you want to avoid that type of stuff. So let's go over the 5 warning signs of overtrading. But before we do that, or trading burnout, what up, Miranda? How you doing, honey? Jeffrey's down there. I see you. What's up? Ichronos, what's up? F2, what is going on, brother? Crispy, what's going on? Don't forget to smash the like button, gang. So let's discuss this tonight. Have any of you down there in the chat, and I do have the link down there for the panel for those of you, it would be better if we discuss this on the panel rather than me just shooting questions out there and getting chat answers. I've got the link there. Come on up here. Let's discuss this, because I'm sure I'm not the only person that's ever experienced something like that, you know? So I'll just give it a few minutes, see if we can't get a couple people up here on the panel, because that's what this is about, right? Get everybody up here talking. just for a little bit after the market. Crispy, I would love to talk to you. And don't forget, gang, if you're camera shy or you have some stuff in the background and or whatever, you can come in with an avatar. So you don't actually have to be on camera. But I really would like to get a few people up here to discuss this with me tonight. That'd be amazing. Alrighty. Okay, awesome. F2, brother, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you all? Everybody have a good day? Or stuff?
Yeah. Had a decent day. How about yourself?
I did. I traded a little bit. I had all kinds of stuff I had to get done today. I made about $400, and then I said that's enough. It's too. I'm just taking it easy today. So
Yeah. I don't. Way to go, man. Way to go. That's awesome. So what did you trade?
Apple.
Did you really? You are really on Apple, aren't you?
Yeah. It saved my account, and I guess the Apple chat is there as a support group. I guess to make sure that I'm making the right decisions, because in the back of my head I'm still questioning myself.
A support group within a support group, right?
Right. So
yeah.
And then,
well, that's good. At least they're there supporting you. Have you had a rough time lately, or have you had a couple of days where you felt off a little bit?
I'm always feeling off. Just that's at that confidence level, which I haven't had a rough day in months. Like, I've had days that weren't as profitable, but now I've done very well for months now. Like,
I know. I was about to say, I'm surprised that you're having any time where the self-confidence isn't way up here, because you have been smashing it. But it can happen. Sometimes we get something called imposter syndrome, where we're like, is this really me doing this? Because normally I'm kind of behind the eight ball on this stuff. So is this real? And we've heard, like, Christina mention it, and I've mentioned it, Ralph, and a few other people that have done well consistently. They're like, wow, is this really happening? But yeah, brother, there's definitely no need for you to have any lack of confidence, because you are smashing it.
yeah, I think it comes from where I want to be further along than what I gotta set up some stuff, and part of me says no, let's do it now, and the rational part of me says no, you got to get A, B, and C and D lined up before we do it. So
I
got
got
a
you.
lot of that too. So
Yeah, I can imagine that's hard, right? Because when you
right,
sit there and you make more in a day than sometimes you may even make in a week at your job, I mean, it almost makes you feel like, am I wasting my time here at the job? You know what I mean? So I get it. I completely get it. And it, Ange just went through that last year. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are looking to retire doing this. So they're watching to see what, we do, what you do. And, the cool thing is there's no pressure. You do it in your own time. And I like that you're not rushing into it, because even though you're doing well, you just want to make sure you're consistent. You got your nest egg built up, and just so that you have something to fall back on. Right. But I have no doubts when you're finally ready, you're going to get it done. Let me ask you a question. As far as tonight's topic, have you ever experienced that? Have you ever had any type of trading burnout ever in your trading career?
Yeah, especially when it wasn't clicking for me and I was losing. I lost the significant amount when I first started, and I did take the break of knowing, hey, this isn't for me. Um, uh, the burnout comes from not being successful.
Yeah.
And now, I can be successful, be in it for 10, 20 minutes, on a good day, get out, and, I have the rest of my day to to go and do non-trading stuff.
Yeah.
Or if I want to stay in the group all day, I do it. Uh, the key is to find something that won't make you get tired of it, because if you were successful all the time, you're going to get burnt out too. Uh, so the idea is you got to keep your mind occupied with other activities, hobbies, and things as well. So
Yep. I see you, Maria. What up, girl? Exactly. We actually heard Mark talk about that last week where he said, listen, I'm just going to take some time, step back a little bit and do some training because, I've made quite a bit of money and, you know, you can get the reverse of it too. It's like it's a lot at one time. So it's like, let me take a step back. And he was smart enough to do that. Just take a minute, do something else, switch gears, and avoid any type of over trading or any type of burnout. Maria says, hey y'all. She's at a T-ball game. I hope you guys win. What's up, Oraclo? What's going on? I think that's why Coach wants to keep it small. Yeah. With big wins comes some big losses. Can let that set you back. Yeah, very, very smart. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so some warning signs, which is what I have here, is a actually decreased performance. You notice that your trades aren't as successful, or you make more mistakes than you normally do because you're not on top of your game, right? So that is one warning sign that, hey, you may be experiencing some burnout, and all you need to do is take a step back. You know what I mean? So if you find that your trades aren't as successful or you aren't as sharp, take a couple of days. Coach will tell you quick, take a month, right? Seriously, take a month off and just do something where you're just training and you're just maybe watching what he's doing, watching what Mark's doing if you're in futures, watching what Bucko and those guys are doing if you're in crypto, and just kind of kick back a little bit, right? Take the stress off yourself. A second warning sign is emotional fatigue, right? And you feel overstressed, anxious, or irritable when thinking about engaging in trading. So I remember, and I don't know if you've experienced this at what you said you did, but back when probably 6 months in, right? And I had gone through a losing streak, a few losing trades. It was like crazy coming in to trade because it's like, I don't want to do it. The fear was there, you know? But here's the thing, you control that. And we've said this on this show before. You don't have to take any trade. You are the person that controls that, right? So it's like I think if we practice like restraint, you know what I mean? Because I do fasting, right? If you practice restraint, that helps, right? Self-restraint. Don't jump after every shiny new penny. You don't have to trade every trade that's out there. Especially a lot of new people get caught up into chasing call outs. Has that ever happened to you where you chased a couple of call outs? You still with me?
yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh,
What
okay.
say the question again? I'm sorry.
Chased a couple of call outs, maybe got burned.
I have not so much anymore because of just the self
Because
discipline.
you're
But yeah, I've
focused on
called call
Apple.
outs and I've missed out on big, especially in the pre market and stuff back in the day. Like it'd be
Yep.
like, oh, such and such is running, and I get in it when it's at the top of the candle, and
Right.
next thing I know, it's at the bottom of the floor, and I've lost a few dollars. I'm like, yeah,
Right.
but
So, yeah. Yep. So it happens to all of us. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be mindful. You know what I mean? It's happened to me, it's happened to others before. You just gotta be mindful, you know. Um, when you're emotionally fatigued, sometimes that means you're not getting enough sleep. Maybe you're not eating properly, but you've got to just take a step back. Meditation is good for that. Breathing techniques is good for that, to just kind of get rid of a lot of that. And once again, step back from trading, take some time off. You know what I mean? Another warning sign is lack of motivation, right? You just, as far as analyzing the trades and getting into the trades, you're not as, stoked to do it, right? So that's another thing. Number 4, physical symptoms, right? You may end up getting into having headaches, right? Trouble sleeping, or other stress related physical symptoms, right? So we've talked to other people that have had these symptoms before. Sometimes people say they get headaches. Sometimes if they're not sleeping well, they don't trade well. So if you don't have rest, we've even heard Coach himself say that. If you don't get your rest, sometimes you'll have the headaches, sometimes you'll have the things that'll bring you down physically, and it'll make it hard to trade. Trading is already stressful without being physically fatigued. So if you've already got that going on, that's a sign of trading burnout. You need to take a step back, right? And last but not least, disconnection from goals. Okay, all of a sudden you feel like your goals haven't been reached or aren't going to be reached, and you lose your motivation to even go for them. And you got to remember that, once again, you got to set realistic goals. You got to go for small positions and set smaller goals, right? So that you're achieving them a little bit easier. Just like I remember when Palm Coast was in here and he talked to F2 about, and Ange about doing, well, he talked to all of us really about doing 1%, just 1% a day. If you guys do that, that's a small enough goal that you can achieve it, especially in the beginning. Usually it's just a couple bucks in the beginning, right? So if you do those things and do those consistently, it builds your confidence. That way you're not afraid to trade. Don't be afraid to trade, right? Just don't take extra big position sizes, and make sure you're using your risk management. Use your stop losses. In futures, if you don't use your stop losses, a knife job can come right there and just take you out, or it can shoot up if you're in a short, and it can just take your account out. So you have to be careful. Take all the precautions that you need to, right?
I think the 1% go was one of the best advice that I got, that I'd share with anybody. You start with $100, just try to get that dollar.
Yep.
If you can't get that 1%, go for that green trade. Once you get your green trade, stop.
Yeah.
And after so many, green trades, confidence boosters, after a while, you're like, oh, look what I've done.
Right.
In 30 days, look how much your account has increased just by 1% a day and stuff. So
Absolutely.
Anybody that's struggling, I recommend that method wholeheartedly. And
that's why I brought it up. I noticed that when you started doing that, you and Ange, what's up, Milk Money? When you guys started doing that, you definitely took it to a whole nother level, right? So what's up, honey?
Mama's tired.
I know, right?
I am just spent. Ugh.
How'd you do today?
I did good. I didn't do a ton today. I only took good trades. I laid low. I got what I needed out of the market, and I called it a day. It was perfect. Right? Like, I don't need to go ham every day. I just don't. Seriously.
Right. Yeah.
It's exhausting. It is.
It's mentally exhausting, if nothing else, just trying to keep up with that.
Yes. And then you don't got like this like feeling like you got to keep up doing it. And I don't need to. Like, I know people are like, you're crazy. Like, if you can do it, go ham every day, go ham. No, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Save some for everybody else.
Yeah, it takes a lot, dude. It really does stress you out to constantly have to watch especially when you're sitting in a 2-minute EWO and it's going
Yes.
slow and you're like, okay, when is this thing going to turn? I mean, if you've
Mhm.
got to chart it out, it could go through it or it could reverse. But waiting for that creates a bit of anxiety. If you've got just everything in place, your stop losses, everything, that's great. But at the same time, that's still a mode of anxiety there that causes you to, over a period of time, get fatigued. So yeah,
Yeah,
understandable. But there's ways to handle it.
absolutely. Or you get a
Stepping
fidget
away.
spinner. Get a fidget spinner. That'll
You
help
can
you.
get a fidget spinner. Everybody has these fidget spinners. I love it. I love it. What did I do with mine? I think mine's in the drawer over there. I told you mine lights up. I love it.
I love that. I have a few coming still. I have one that's like this weird little gadget. I don't know. Coach sent me a link to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I got one. I have one other one that's coming that makes noise. And then I just figured, you know what? I think I just want a chest full of fidgets. I can't press the buy button on the Tesla, but I can go to Amazon and I can buy fidgets.
Get some fidgets. Dude, you should see my cat playing with mine. I'll hold it down and get it spinning and he'll run up to it and just start like swatting at it, trying to make it like go himself. And I'm like, oh, that's too adorable. It's too adorable.
Pebbles, hello.
Pebbles.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. How are you?
This
Burnt out?
just burnt out.
Are you? Well,
I've-
you're the perfect person to come up on the panel and talk about that. What are you feeling? What's happening? Talk to us.
Well, I joined this this opportunity 6 days after you did, and you're making money, and I can't even hit the 1%. I don't know if I could make the 1% on $100, but I'll try. I'm gonna decrease my level on trying.
Well, it's $1 at 100, so
No,
that's his.
I know, but almost all the time I lose money, so,
Really. Well,
and,
let's dig into that. What's
uh,
happening? What strategy are you using?
well, the EWO, but of course I can only go. I can't short anything, so I have to wait for something to go in north, and every time I go in to find something, it's in the middle of the track somewhere. And I can sit there all day, but I can't sit here all day because I got this disease now, and I can't sit down long, so I have to get up and all that crap. But
Right.
so I just
Do you trade on your phone at all, Pebbles?
no.
Okay.
Well, that's the other thing. I shouldn't have ever joined this. Because I didn't know how my phone worked. I didn't know how my computer worked, which I still don't. All of this stuff, all of these sites that I've never been to.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these sites that you guys go to regularly, because it's just something else I have to learn, and I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
But I mean, every time I write something down, because of my dyslexia, it goes in backwards, and it's just too much for me. The only thing, though, that actually the only reason I'm still here is the fact that we have the aftermarket, and I pick up things here. Hopefully they'll. And I'm going to try this $100 thing here once. And then the other thing is, I have the guy that got me started in American Dream Trading. he's very successful with it.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, he does stuff that Ange does, with futures and all that stuff, and options and all that. But he's very successful, and I don't really want to disappoint him. I mean, he comes over here all the time. He almost calls me every night, find out how my day went.
Yeah, checking in on you.
And but I don't want to disappoint him. It's bad enough that I'm disappointing myself. But
Does he ever sit down with you and show you what he's doing?
oh yeah, he'll trade right alongside me here, and I just well, he's a he's done math. He's real good at math and stuff. He's like an account. He's kid. Stuff goes like that. He can't understand.
Right.
Why I have such a big problem, but I do. But and
Well,
the thing is,
I remember a couple months back you were getting pretty consistent at it. Have you been journaling? Is it a way that you can go back and figure out what you were doing that was making you successful before?
um, that's the thing about journaling. If I had to do it all over again, which I'm starting to do it all over again, it's hard going back and finding this stuff in the notes. I've got about 8 different books here that I've journaled stuff in, but what I didn't do and what a person should do
Categorize it.
when they first start, they should journal and they should have,
like categorize it, right?
WO, everything in the
Yeah.
EWO here, everything in something else. And then you can go back here if I want to go back and find any of my EWO stuff. I've got 8 books to go through.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And maybe if you separate different books, successful trades that fail.
That would be a small book. That would be, but
Well, I mean,
and it seems to me that I did a whole lot better when I first started.
Well,
Yeah.
it might be information overload too, Pebbles, because I notice you take in a lot of stuff that we say. I've heard you ask questions in the morning, so you're all cool with learning, but you might be taking in too much and not keeping it simple, not allowing yourself to keep it simple. I mean, would you guys agree with that? It sounds like a little bit.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. You might have information overload and may need to first off step away because it seems like you're already dealing with some burnout from it, right?
Oh yeah.
So I would pull away for a little bit first just to kind of get your feet back under you again and get into something else. I wouldn't even say study because right now you just seemed like it might be a lot of information overload that you have, and then come back to it, right? Continue to come to the aftermarket because we're going to give you tips and tricks and we play games and keep it light. But you're somebody that I care so much about because you come in here and I see you. I've watched you for a couple years now, and you'll come in here and you'll talk about it and you're trying and you're constantly trying, and it hurts me to see you struggle so much. You know what I mean? Because I want to see you do well. I really do.
I know you guys do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of all in the same boat here.
Yeah. You guys have any tips for Pebbles?
Why did you join American Dream Trading? Like, what was your, everybody's evolves, right? But like, what was the...
Well, I wanted to make some extra money. I didn't really need the extra money, but I wanted to make some extra money. I started trading stocks when I was 16. And
Yeah, you said that.
It was kind of, it was fun, I thought. And I joined Thinkorswim way back when. And I took a lot of classes from them and stuff. And the result was basically the same as today. And but I just don't want to give up on it. I'm not. I don't like quitting things, and so it's been a struggle. It was a struggle with Thinkorswim, and it's a struggle here. I don't see any. Well, there's a big difference, actually, but I still don't. I haven't. I just. I play the reason I play the futures is because it moves and it goes up and down and up and down, and whereas some of this stuff here just trades sideways forever, and then it may go out just for practice trading. And that's the only thing I use futures. I would never get into futures. I don't understand it, but it's a lot of money.
It's pretty much the same thing as stocks and options. It's just got a lot more volume to it, and you can trade up and down in its margin. Other than that, there's really no difference. It's the same stuff that you're learning over here, trading off the 9.
That's why I practice there.
Yeah.
It moves, and I can do it 20 hours a day or whatever. And a lot of times I wake up in the evening and I just can't get back to sleep. So there's a good time to go on.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it sounds like you need a break, Pebbles. It really does. Sounds like you need a break, and you need to just kind of step away for a minute and then restart, recharge your battery, restart from the very, very, very basics. You come in the morning too, don't you? Like in the free market?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good time. Like if you step away for a couple days and then come back in there, let's try to help you out. You know what I mean? Try to show you what to look for and just remind you of the basics that work in that atmosphere, right?
Right.
And that way you can start really small, just a share or two at a time, but make sure these trades are successful, show you how to do them successfully, right? So that you can get your confidence back up, because you were doing that for a little bit.
Yeah.
And we can get you back to that point, and build from there.
Yeah, we can try it.
I'll be there.
I will definitely try it because I'm not giving up on it.
I'll be there. Ange will be there. Mark will be there. Maria will be there. So we're all there to help you, right?
Yeah.
So definitely don't give up. Don't quit. You've been in it this long. We're gonna help you get there. But
I know when I experienced,
you need a break.
I know that when I experienced the burnout that I did, in order for me to get back to where I needed to be mentally, I had to strip everything down to the basics. I had to start over with a fresh journal that had no information in it. It was blank pages. I reset, made sure all my indicators were just the bare simple, like the absolute bare minimum that it needed to be. And I went back to a schedule that worked for me, that I knew, right? So that's why I show up. I mean, even though I'm in futures, I'm in pre-market. So that's my schedule. I start my day early, just like I did when I started.
No.
And I stripped it down to the bare basics, and yes, I stayed in futures, but I had to do that because I was finding it to be overloading too. And then it starts to seep into my personal life. Then if I'm not doing well at what I spend majority of my day doing, then it's going to seep into everything else. So I had to shift a little bit. So I did. I got a fresh notebook. I mean, I have tons of notebooks of journal, just pages and pages and pages. I have them packed away. I started out with the fresh notebook. That to me was a fresh start.
Mm-hmm.
And the nice thing about that fresh start was I already had the general consensus of what is needed, the absolute general consensus. whether it was EWO or scalping off the 9. And that's what the bare basics are, right? Because I don't do options. I did one option this entire time I've been here. And so I didn't do none of that. So the bare basics, 2-minute EWO, scalping using the EMA 9, and then the other indicators that we have. My fresh journal, and a whole new perspective of positivity, knowing that I already know what I need to do. Now I just need to put it pen to paper, mouse to screen, and go back to paper trading and just paper trade until my confidence is back again.
Right.
Paper trading sucks. It does, truly. It's no fun. I'll second that. But I paper trade every single day more than I actually trade. I mean, I didn't do hardly any trading today. I did 2 trades today. Yeah, 2 trades today, and I paper traded the rest of it. What system do you use? What system?
System.
Yeah.
I have an Apple.
Trading platform.
Thinkorswim.
Okay, so you still
I
use.
also have Weeble, but I don't have on the Weeble. I don't have. Well, I don't have that cloud thing.
Oh, that's Trading View.
Oh, Trading View.
Yeah, that's Trading View. Weeble doesn't have the cloud.
I do have it on. I do have it on Thinkorswim. So.
And most of us use Weeble. I mean, have you tried switching to Weeble? Like full time?
Well, I have the Weeble thing up here full time.
I'm sorry, Anne. What were you going to ask?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
We're just trying to figure out what can help.
I can't trade real on Weeble. I can only do that on Thinkorswim and
what makes you say that? Because you're not familiar with the platform, or
I don't have any money in it. I don't know how to do
put some
anything.
damn money in it, Pebbles. Put some damn money in it.
I'm gonna get the money. I was going to ask my friend how to get on, but I guess I better call.
Yeah, because let me tell you something. I've heard anybody that I hear is on Thinkorswim. There's very big differences between Weeble and Thinkorswim in the way that the L2 it works and all of that. And if all of us are learning primarily on, not all of us, there's a lot of Thinkorswim. I know JP is on there, but if the primary people are on Weeble, i.e. the trainers, coach, and all of us, and we're training you, it would behoove you to put some money in Weeble and learn Weeble, because some of the stuff that you're experiencing may be platform related and you can't grasp what we're saying because you're using a completely different platform than what we are. So things work differently. So that could have something to do with it.
Yeah, it could be.
That could be a huge part of it. Right? Why we're seeing certain things and trades are working out a certain way because we're following certain things that Weeble is doing with that isn't there on Thinkorswim. So if you're trying to equate it or correlate it, it may not be working out for you. There's a whole lot of differences between those 2 platforms. So let's start with that. Maybe fund your Weeble account if you're able to, and let's get you with some basic training on Weeble.
All right.
That may be a good place to start, huh?
Yeah.
I haven't funded I haven't funded Weeble on the cash side in a while. Is the minimum still 500? Is that what it was, or was it less than that?
I had $100 in mine at one point.
Okay, that was futures. Never mind.
I think it's futures. I think it's 100.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I couldn't remember. It's been so long.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's a 500. I looked it up one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, not basic Weeble. Futures is 500. Basic Weeble, it's like I think it's like $100.
Yeah.
So that's cool. You don't even need a whole hell of a lot of money to do it. You can just throw $100 in there and use that to practice in the morning doing $1 to
You don't need
$5
money.
stocks.
You don't need money in your account to
I know.
paper
Yeah, you can
trade.
paper. Oracle's down there saying the paper trade, and
I trade.
you know,
I do the Weevil quite often here as
yeah,
well, but I can see the problem is I can see. I can see the cloud on my Thinkorswim platform, but I don't have it on this other one on Weevil here, and the super trend I don't have that. I have it on Thinkorswim, but I don't have it on here. And I put it up there. It says super trend, but there's nothing there. Oh, there it
right.
is. There it is. I guess it is up there. Anyway,
Yeah,
when
we
I
get you. We
when
get
I
you in the morning one morning, and Mark will. If Mark is in there, Mark can probably help you get all that set up.
yeah,
If it's slow one morning, you know what I mean?
right, yeah. Well, I'll try Mark. I hate to bother these guys.
No, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I'm like that's what moderators do. We're supposed
Yeah.
to help you get better and
Yeah.
succeed at this thing. So we're in it with you. We don't want you to fail. So we're not going to let you. you know?
Remember that time years ago? I was on. I had a question. We tried to get me on something. I can't remember what. And it was on a Friday night. I said, "Forget it. We'll do it Monday." And I think Mark said, "No, we're going to do it tonight." And
Mhm.
I took it. Think it took us 3-4 hours to get me on something. I couldn't believe it.
That's what we do though. That's what we do, So each one teach one, right? No man left behind. So we gotta dig in and figure out what's happening with you. But I think, those two things, stepping away from it for a minute and then getting your Weeble set up and getting some basic training in that and going back to the pre-market and just doing $1 to $5 stocks, small positions, one or two shares at a time, and just have some patience with yourself because it takes time. It does take time. I mean, I know you got to be why is it taking? It takes different for different people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Different people do it in different time frames, right? So don't fall into the comparison trap. Don't do that to yourself, right? If it takes you 5 years to get it, so what? As long as you keep at it and do the basics, minimize any losses, you can do this.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Well, we'll try it.
All right. Yeah, man. We're here for you. So
Yeah.
we'll start with that, right? But and definitely communicate. Don't suffer in silence. Definitely
Oh, yeah.
communicate, and let us know. And keep coming here and talking to us about it.
Right.
So anything else you guys want to give Pebbles before we get out of here? Any other advice? Oracle, thank you for that down there. Everybody's, offering advice saying don't give up. Pebbles, we love you, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Bucko. What's up? John B said Weeble Turbo Trader might be the most simple way to buy and sell. Turbo Trader.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that'll probably help you. One click, it helps me. I trade that way on my phone. Just one click in and one click out, get it all set up.
Yep, and I use it on the computer.
Yeah. I use it on my phone. I love it. It's way better. Hey, look, I set up a stop on my phone today. I was tripping out.
That's
'Cause
awesome.
Yeah, I normally don't, but that I was between ES and M2K. You know, they had those runs. They had the run to the downside, and then they had that run. And I was waiting for that sucker to go back to the upside. I said, I'm gonna do a 2-minute EWO to the upside, and I did. And I made like $50 doing it. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, but I set a stop because I planned on sitting in it. When I'm in and out, I don't need it. But if I'm gonna sit in it, yeah, I set the stop. And then the cool thing is I can move it up on the phone and everything. So yeah. I was so stoked. I said to Jane, I trained myself. I said, Jen, I trained myself on how to set a stop up on my phone. She was like, good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that way
I
any
don't know how to
night
do that.
drops.
I don't know how to do that on my phone. I do know how to get out of a trade on my phone.
But yeah, I love it. And it's quick. It's quick. The Turbo Trader is really, really fast on the phone. The first day I was in futures, I wasn't doing that. I was doing the regular classic trade. And then I flipped the little toggle the button over, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm in like that. I'm out like that. I'm like, oh hell yeah. I'm not doing classic trade ever. So, but anyway, we got to get you there, Pebbles. It's coming. It's coming.
Ready.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go. Huh?
Have a good evening.
You too, brother.
You too.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you guys for coming up here and talking to Pebbles and helping them out. Everybody down there in the chat, you know, each one teach one. We got to help each other out. We got to make sure that we're not burning out. We got to make sure that we're not trading in silence and suffering in silence and helping each other out. That's what we do at American Dream Trading. Each one helping one, right? So I'm going to end with Coach's rules as I normally do. Make sure we're following them every day. You know, don't overtrade. And by all means, if you're experiencing any type of, you know, overtrading or fatigue or burnout, step away for a little bit. You know, Coach will tell you this himself. Step away, refocus, right? And we'll get it done and let us know what's happening, right? All right. Peace and blessings, you guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Love your faces.
Please follow the rules. Nobody go rogue. Some of the rules that we have to and live and die by in here is do not lose more than 1 to 3% of your total account value in any given day. Make sure you have stop losses on each and every trade, regardless of shares and or options. Make sure you guys are practicing small base hits. Don't go for home runs. Allow the runners to run and stop out the losers. If you're a new trader, make sure you are paper trading using a simulated trading system such as Webull or some of the other ones that are out there. If you are an expert trader, please make sure you also are being careful the first 3 minutes and the last 8 to 9 minutes of the day. Those are the absolute most volatile times in the entire market. Also, if you're a newer trader, please don't trade in the first 30 minutes or the last hour of the day. Those are the most dangerous times.